Hey everyone, this is a demo on expenses, how to enter them in and then how to export them. So I've got the app open right here. I'm in the listening account, which is the account we use for all of our demos. There are two ways that you can add an expense. So the first way I'm going to show you is right here on the home page, right there, add touring expense right at the bottom of the screen. And so this would be really, you're going to add a touring expense to your generic overall expenses. So this is going to be like you got a flat tire and you had to buy a new tire, or your insurance for your vehicle and your band, or you bought a guitar, an instrument, something like that. This is kind of like a generic expense that has to do with touring. It has to do with being in a band and being an artist on the road. And so you just click on that and you're going to add in the, let's say, the title of the expense. Let's just say it's a guitar. So you bought a guitar for the band, and it was a really cheap guitar. It was only $500. That's a pretty cheap guitar. And you're just going to hit add expense, and it's going to add it right to the overall expenses. Pretty simple. Now I'm going to show you how to add an expense to a show. You can only add expenses to a contracted show. You cannot add an expense to a show that's not contracted. It has to be completely contracted. And so I went over to the bookings page, which is the bottom left icon, the little clipboard and pen. And in the contracted section, I've got one contracted event, so I'm going to go into that event, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and there's at the bottom artist expenses. And again, pretty simple. I can add anything I want. You saw there was bar tab already there. Let's say food for the band for this event was $45. Add the expense. So these expenses are going to stay with this show. And so they're very specific to this show. This is the difference between the expenses within the contract and the overall touring expenses. You want to keep those separate, really more for yourself. Your tax person at the end of the year, he just wants the overall total. But for yourself, you want to know, what did you spend when you went to that show? How much did you spend in gas? How much did you spend in food? Things like that. And so it can help you really budget your touring expenses a lot better if you separate those by show, and then put the big expenses, the things that have to do with just overall touring, could be marketing expense, things like that too. You want to put those in that separate touring expense spot. Okay, so the last part of this, I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'm going to show you how to export this. So at the end of the year, you want to export a CSV file of all your expenses already itemized. So in the top right hand corner on the home page is a sprocket icon. You're going to click on that, and you're going to scroll down to export expenses. Pretty simple. You click on export expenses, and you're going to send yourself a report. So whatever email you have on file within the app it's going to send a CSV file to that email. It's already itemized. It has all of the dates, the contracted event, and all the expenses, and then plus all of your touring expenses already in there. And you're going to want to give that to whoever does your taxes, whoever does your business reports, and they're going to know what to do with it from there. So you can do this quarterly, you can do it yearly. It depends on your business and how much you want to do that. But the point is, you want to take care of those expenses, because that's extremely important to making sure you write off as much as you can as an artist, which in the entertainment industry is quite a lot. And you want to make sure that you do that so that you're taking care of your business and making sure that as much capital goes back into your pocket as possible to keep doing music. I hope this is helpful, and with Pear, you're in control.